Welcome back, Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, classic slash non-classic. This is episode number 204 and Doubleshot number 138. This time we got two trades for the Collecties series Collecties series Constantine. Now, a majority of this, pretty much the whole series, all 23 issues, is written by Ray Fox. But when this series first started, the first 3 issues were written by Jeff Lemire. Okay. Now these two trades, basically, this one first. This is Spark and the Flame. This one is called Blight. Now combined, these two collect the first 12 issues of the ongoing series. Now in this one, it starts off with the now pretty much the main thing about this whole series is that it's John Constantine versus this group called themselves the Cult of, let's see, yeah. It's called the Cult of Flame, which is basically a group of corrupt sages, people who use magic. He pretty much spends the whole series taking on these guys, and they're led by a minor character who was with him as part of the Trenchcoat Brigade, Mr. E. And you also have in the opening 3 issues, also the first ever appearance of Sergon's daughter. Sergon the Sorcerer is a minor character, is a D-list character from pre-Flashpoint. Yeah, as far as I know, both in pre and post Flashpoint, he's dead, and his daughter is smoking hot. Let's see if I can show a picture of her. Let's see, what's a good picture of his daughter? Here she is. That's his daughter, right there. Yeah, lovely looking woman. And he pretty much just spends you get a little explanation exactly what the Cult of Cold Flame is. That's what they call themselves. And you get an explanation in the first 3 issues who they are, and basically how John Constantine plans to take him down. In issue 4, you get I thought that maybe Blight was the first time that this character first showed up. It's Papa Midnight shows up in issue 4. You want proof of that? Let's see. Where are you? I'm showing you the cover for issue 4. There it is. There you go, right there. The guy holding John Constantine, that's Papa Midnight. That's what he looks like in the current continuity. And here's the thing. He shows up in a good chunk of the series, along with Mr. E. And this issue is his debut appearance, issue 4. And of course it's called All My Friends. And Lemire does, actually, he doesn't co-write the first 3 issues. He co-writes the first 4, I forgot about that. But after issue 4, starting issue 4, it becomes a series of loosely connected issues that pretty much encompasses pretty much most of the first 17 issues of the series. That's simply how this thing works. Issue 5 is just a tie-in to Trinity War, where Captain Marvel shows up, and of course John Constantine steals his power briefly, then he just leaves, and of course John Constantine apparently dies, but in the next issue Papa Midnight resurrects him. Overall, this is actually really good. Ray Fox and Jeff Lemire do a great job writing John Constantine, even though that he's a dick most of the time. But yeah, it's still really good. I give this book a 9 out of 10. Now moving on to Blight. Now I've already covered issues 9 to 12, which is basically the Blight issues. Which you read is you're like, okay, you get to issue 9 like, what's going on here? Why am I missing a story? Yeah, DC has this thing where they don't put in the tie-in issues when it comes to the trade. They just put in there. I'm just going to talk about issues 7 and 8. 7 and 8 is basically just a continuation of what was going on in the first 5 issues, the first 6 issues of the series. Where, in issue 7, John Constantine has sex with Sergon's daughter. Okay, fine. Yep, and that's one thing that she wanted to do, have sex with him, and she got her wish. I mean, John Constantine sleeps with women all the time, especially in the Hellblazer comic. He does that same thing too. And not much talk about when it comes to the Blight issues, because I've already talked about that fully when it comes to every Blight trade. But the 2 issues that are in here that are just a continuation of what goes on with the John Constantine's series Constantine are still really good issues, just a continuation. It almost like when you get to issues 9 and 12, it's like this is just it's like these issues have nothing to do what's going on in the pages of the series Constantine. They're just part of a crossover that's most of it not collecting this trade. They did the same thing with Pandora with her series. and Fan the Stranger and Justice League Dark did the same thing where they just collect their issues. They don't collect the high-end issues. Probably because that was collected every one trade already. But the 2 issues in here are actually still really good. But despite the confusion you probably get, if you just read this and not read the rest of the issues for Blight, you'd be so confused with what the heck is going on. But still good issues. I give this one also a 9 out of 10. Let me show off some artwork in here. The artwork is actually pretty good. Here's a... I don't want to show that cover. It's pretty gross. That was the cover of issue 8. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, I almost forgot. Zatanna shows up in this series as well. And, like in pre-Flashpoint, she and John Constantine used to date. So, at least they kept that aspect when they rebooted the DC Universe. They kept the aspect of those two used to date. But, now the reason why the series still continued even after Blight, despite the fact mostly that Pandora and Phantom Stranger soon ended afterwards, was because of the series TV show Constantine. That was the reason why this series was able to survive for another like 11 issues. And here's something just by coincidence. The show Constantine ended around the same time that it ended not long after this series ended. Because I think it ended, I believe the final episode aired in April of last year, I believe it was. And the last issue that came out for the series came out in March. Go figure. Yeah, just by coincidence. But the series was later relaunched as Constantine of Hellblazer. But 9 out of 10. Still good issues. Alright, stay tuned for the next episode, which will be episode number 205 and Doubleshot number 139. Until then, see you there. Bye.